This is from the 48 Laws of Power. Law 10, Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as disease. You may feel you are helping the drowning man, but you are only precipitating your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. Now, what precipitated this particular video is the one that the esteemed angry man did yesterday, talking about the dodo bird, the flightless bird that represent some women today, some black women today. And everybody kind of knew who he was talking about. But the reason that I want to do this particular video, and the reason I've just read that piece from the 48 Laws of Power, is because in that particular law, in that chapter, Robert Greene talked about a particular woman that was truly unfortunate. She always had problems. Throughout her whole life, her life was from one disaster to the next. And every man that tried to help her, just like every man that tries to help a drowning man, that drowning man can pull you down and both of you can drown. But every man that tried to help this particular woman got caught up in her disaster and they were destroyed. And she went on, like a plague to destroy other men's lives. In other words, she couldn't be helped. And coming from a man that has dated troubled women like that, I can tell you by firsthand experience that they cannot be helped. And they will pull you down with them in their emotional storm. Like he says, emotional states are as infectious as diseases. And trust and believe they are, because her problems will become your problems. Any man that's dated a crazy woman knows that her problems become your problems. You get caught up in that storm. Just like if you try to jump in with a drowning man, his panic will pull you down. So how does that relate to this certain person? And it's really not about her. It's really about the men that surround her and why they do surround her. I was in Discord, Angry Man's Discord server, maybe a week and a half ago. And one of the Discord members, one of the Angry Man army, maybe one or two of them, they were talking about this particular lady, this particular YouTuber, and how even after the storm had passed and people were trying to, clean up the wreckage, they kept bringing news from, from that camp back here, back to the server, back to the men, and kept bringing it up. So I inquired, why do you guys keep this stuff going? Why do you guys still go to the page? Why do you guys still listen to the videos? And after some back and forth, they admitted that they liked her. They liked the person. They liked the woman. And after further inquiry, I found what I thought I would find. They thought that they could help her. They thought that they could change her. They thought they could make her a better person. They thought that she was damaged and that they could fix her. And there's a lot of white knight and a lot of black men, because a lot of black men come from damaged mothers and damaged females in their family. And they think if they can fix their mother, they can fix themselves. My best friend died with that because he had a damaged mother and a damaged life. So even though he fixed himself, or he straightened himself out and lived a productive life, he was constantly trying to fix his mother, not by fixing his mother through the state that she was in, because that was his mother, but trying to fix women that he saw that were like her mother, like his mother. You try to fix your mother through your relationships with females, with women, with black women especially, because black women are damaged. Not all to the same degree, but they are damaged. And sometimes we pick truly hurt, truly damaged women and believe that we can fix them. And so we will support, cajole, tamper with, argue with, fight with damaged women. Because at the end of the day, just like the The commenter said in Discord, he thought he could save her. He thought he could make it better. He thought he could change her mind. He thought he could fix her. Even though he knows she's probably beyond help. But that is the white knight in all of us. That was the white knight in me. And the thing that you always come back with, well, they do have good points. They do make good points. Some of the things they say is perfectly reasonable. And from a man that's dated damaged women, severely damaged women, they can be totally fucked up and they will have good points. They will make good points. They do have some redeeming qualities, because if they didn't, you wouldn't be around them. But that's what's subtle. You think that they just have an unfortunate life, that their life is screwed up. And if you could just change that, they would be a better person. That they will be a happy person, a redeemable person. And that's the trap. But that's also what makes them attractive. Men like to fix things. Men like to repair things. Men like to build things. And they're damn good at it. And there are a lot of women that men have taken, unlike women, that have taken and repaired women and repaired their lives and made them redeemable women. Look at all the single mothers out there that screwed up their lives early. Maybe had 2 kids by 2 different guys. They get with a dude that has his shit together, that has his program together, and just tells her, look, hop on, follow my lead, take my instruction, I'm gonna fix this shit. And they do. The problem is that sometimes you misestimate. It's like a guy that takes an old beat up car that he loves and pours a ton of money into it and never works right. How do you determine what is redeemable, what is repairable, what is recoverable, what is restorable? It's like a car, and which one is not worth the money, which is not worth the time and the trouble. Now, this particular person had a very damaged life, a severely damaged life, which is something that no child should be raised in that atmosphere. But it happened. And just like most damaged children that have to be raised in that atmosphere, they have to be raised in that environment, they build a shell that becomes their persona. And that shell gets hard to penetrate. And that shell becomes a cocoon that they hide in. Just like the butterfly. The shell is supposed to be protective. The cocoon is supposed to be protective so that you can transform. That's why it gets hardened, but not so hard that you can't break out of it. And some people, especially some women, identify with being the caterpillar and protecting the caterpillar. And their shell becomes their persona. And their persona becomes so strong and hard that they identify with that persona. They identify with that damage. They identify with their victimhood. And it becomes such a part of them that it can't be separated. And you get some men to come along and say, oh, this would be a very beautiful butterfly. Because I recognize the shell. I recognize the cocoon. But the butterfly can't come out of it. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to separate the butterfly or the caterpillar from the cocoon so that the butterfly can emerge and transform. But some unfortunate women get caught up with being the caterpillar and the cocoon and that hardened shell. But the thing is, inside of the caterpillar, that damaged caterpillar probably can never be fixed. And you know that a caterpillar doesn't eat nectar like the butterfly does. It eats leaves, it eats plants, and caterpillars can be very destructive. They're voracious eaters, and they're destructive. And so when a woman doesn't want to transform, she stays a caterpillar, she becomes destructive. And she eats everything in sight. She destroys everything she can get her mouth on, everything she can get her hands on, because she's so wedded to being that malformed caterpillar. that carries the cocoon on her back. You can't change her. You can't save her. Those crazy women that you deal with, those destructive women that you deal with, those acidic women that you deal with cannot be saved. You can't save her. You can't fix a caterpillar that wants to stay a caterpillar. You can't fix a caterpillar that carries the cocoon on their back instead of entering into the cocoon and transforming. Transforming is an internal thing. And what guys need to do is leave that destructive caterpillar right there on the branch, wallowing in its own destruction, and stop trying to give it new leaves or new plants to destroy. Damaged women cannot be helped, for the most part. Only women willing to transform can be helped. If you meet a woman that's truly unfortunate and her whole life has been unlucky, and she's made it to her 30s, she's made a decision to carry that cocoon on her back. She's made a decision that she doesn't want to become a butterfly. She made a decision that she's embraced being that malformed caterpillar, that truly unfortunate woman. And you're simply one more morsel, one more leaf for her to chew on, to feed her dysfunction. As Robert Greene says, stay away from damaged women, because they could transform you into that malformed caterpillar. They could pull you into the drowning pool, and you become the drowning man. They will pull you into the dysfunction, and you'll become part of it. Take it from somebody that knows, somebody that's lived that life, somebody that's been pulled under and has lived to tell the tale. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. With that, I'm going to jump off of here. This is BGS out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.